Hi, I'm Blair. Welcome to my channel. And today I'm committing a hate crime against myself. I'm going to be reading the three lowest rated books on my Goodreads. Like what apparently, like what's on my shelf, not like ever, like the books I own. I'm going to be doing that. I'm praying it doesn't put me in a reading slump. I'm essentially torturing myself for the sake of my channel. So please enjoy that. But let me tell you a bit about these books that I am going to be reading. So first up, the lowest rated one is The Hive by Jill Hornby. This has got a 2.85. And I said in a previous video, I don't think I've ever had one lower than that. Like that's like really bad in my opinion. This is a fiction book about mums, and mum drama in a playground, is what the back gives me. So I picked this up in a free little library and thought that sounds really interesting. School playground drama, fun. But then I looked online and was shocked. So I wonder what's in here that people hate. I wonder if it reads quite Tory. Sorry. But this will be the first one that I will be reading in this reading vlog of my worst rated books on my shelf. I'm not especially looking forward to it, but the good thing is I can run myself a bath and read in the bath. I don't tend to do that because of the risk. What a risk. But when it's books that are most probably going to be ones I'm not going to like, I'll take the risk. I'll take the risk. The second one we're getting into is called Crudo by Olivia Lane. And I don't know much about this, so it just says at the back, Kathy is a writer, Kathy is getting married, it's the summer of 2017, and the whole world is falling apart. It's based in a Tuscan hotel with the super rich, and then the other side of it is Brexit paralysed UK. Something about tweets. It seems quite lit-ficky. Again, this was a little free library find. All of my low-rated ones, I would say, are free little library finds. So I'm not going to be too disappointed if I don't like them, because I can just swap them back into the library and hopefully find something else. So this one has a 3.22 score on Goodreads. Again, pretty low. Again, I don't mind. I'll give it a go. I got this book essentially for free. Warning, if I really don't enjoy these books, I will DNF them. I don't want to be in a reading slump, and if I'm really struggling, they gotta go. Finally, with a Goodreads rating of 3.26, it's a book by Matt Haig. So I was like really shocked because I've enjoyed everything I've read by him so far. Granted, it's only 2 books. But I enjoyed those 2 books. And it's The Dead Fathers Club. This is an uncorrected book proof though, so can I judge it as much? It's the only copy I've got though, so maybe I should take it into account. What do you reckon? But this is the last one that I'm reading because it's the highest rated and I want to end it on possibly a high because I don't have much faith in the fact that I'm going to like these. Because, you know, sometimes there's books that people hate that I absolutely love. But, you know, when the majority of people are not liking a book, it's usually because there is something about it. It's not like Marmite books where some people love them and some people hate them, like Bunny by Mona Awad. I don't. You know what I'm saying. So I'm going to end it on this one. And then my 3 books that are probably going to put me in a miserable mood. Join me on my quest to madness by reading bad books, according to Goodreads. Page 4 instant reaction to this is, did I get it wrong? Is it about the parents or is it about teenagers? Because they instantly read not adults. And then I remember it's a primary school, so they can't be teenagers. I'll let you know when I find out how old these people are. Okay, they are the mothers. Rachel just sounds like a sulky teenager. Oh my god, there's a whole chapter thing about a school meeting, and the way it is written, boring. I'm gonna be a straight up hater in this, I feel it. There's so much focus on looks, and it's so Mean Girls. Grow up. Nope. I am 49 pages into The Hive and I'm DNFing it. This is middle-aged, well, trying to be middle-aged Mean Girls. I think that describes it best. I could not care less about any of these characters. I can only distinguish 2 from 10 apart anyway. Nothing has happened. I have no idea what this is gonna be about. I don't care. This book sucks. In 49 pages, I know it sucks. I can't torture myself like this. I won't do it. And it's trying so hard to be funny when it's actually just mean. It's not funny. So this sucked. I'm gonna move on to the next one. Not putting myself in a reading slump. No way. I'm gonna run a bath and give this a go. So far so good with this one. It's following Kathy, a woman in her 40s, who is about to get married again, I believe. She's at a point in her life where she has some regrets when it comes to her past, but she's in a good place now, but has started to worry about aging. And it completely follows her. Her husband doesn't have a name, she just refers to him as husband. But as much as it follows her, there's also other really important topics being discussed. Politics, global warming, social media. So it's good so far, way better than The Hive. So that's something. Let's see if it continues to be okay. Sometimes this reads a bit like a fever dream and I'm not even sure what's going on. But it's good. Good morning. So, I don't know, I'm doing a whole spin situation. Back to this today. See if I enjoy it as much as I did yesterday evening or yesterday afternoon. I wonder if maybe because the other book was so shit, if this one just seemed much more readable. So we'll find out today. I didn't read any more last night because my ADHD just went, nah. quick update, because I'm making a second coffee. The book is definitely a bit of a trip. The way it's written, you're left a bit like confused the entire time of like, what's even happening? I think it's like one of those books that's like no plot, just vibes. But I'm enjoying it. And when I say it's a trip, I don't mean like a holiday. So an update on Crudo by Olivia Lang, or Lang. I really liked this. I finished it. I really liked this, but I can totally understand why other people don't like it. Reading this was like a fever dream. You're never really sure what's going on, really. Like, it feels very dream-like. I know I keep saying fever dream, dream-like, but that really is what it is. It feels like a trip. You're following Kathy, who is 40, and she seems kind of unhappy, but then also not at times. And you're just following her on the journey to her 4th marriage and then just afterwards, but at the same time experiencing all the struggles that were in the news in 2017. Which is really interesting, because I feel like the news does really dampen your mentality all the time. But there's so much more to unpack in this book. Like I said, like in the previous clip, like there's politics, global warming, social media, what it is to be a 40-year-old woman and dealing with the idea of aging and death. I really enjoyed it. I don't know whether to give it a 3.5 or a 4, but I think I'm leaning more towards a 4, because I'll be thinking about this for a while after. There's so much depth hidden behind this like dream style writing. Now for some bits that I've tabbed. Kathy argued with the long-eared man about Trump. He hasn't done anything yet, the man kept saying, which was like arguing with an ostrich about the sky. And on page 62 is the part of the book that I've tabbed because I believe it encapsulates this book and how you feel reading it. Oh yeah, if you don't like feeling confusion whilst reading, this book probably isn't for you. So, things still happened, but not in any sensible order. It was hard to talk about truth, because some bits were hidden, the result or maybe the cause. And anyway, the space between them was full of misleading data, nonsense and lies. It was very dizzying. You wasted a lot of time figuring it out. That's this book. So my final verdict is a 4-star, which I'm really happy about in a vlog reading my worst rated good books on my shelf according to Goodreads. That felt like such a mouthful, and I don't know why I tried to do it in all one breath. So 4 stars. And I've just started reading The Dead Fathers Club by Matt Haig. As I said previously, this is an uncorrected book proof, so I'm not going to be picking apart grammatical mistakes or anything, because obviously it's going to have them. But we're following an 11-year-old boy called Philip, whose father has died, but then his father comes back as a ghost and tells him about the Dead Fathers Club. And it follows the story from there. I don't want to give too much away, as usual, on this channel. But I am 30 pages in, and I'm liking it. Matt Haig's writing is so easy to like digest. So let's see how this one goes. I have a feeling a lot of this comes from a very personal place, but only because I've read Reasons to Stay Alive by Matt Haig, and some of the content in this is very similar to what he experienced as a child. You know? It's not a bad thing or anything. I was just making an observation. I don't know if the dad is meant to be likeable or not at this point, because He's just died, now he's a ghost. And he's appeared to his 11-year-old son, but he's being quite manipulative and forceful with like what he's asking of him and stuff. So I don't know if you're meant to like the dad. If you are, I don't like the dad so far. I've totally got a theory about the dad. But I could be well off. I'll let you know. Well, it's keeping me guessing. My theory might be wrong. So this is switched up. I suddenly really like the dad and really don't like the uncle. Okay, I'm like this far through page 115, and it is getting a little bit slow paced now. But we'll see. The dialogue is really repetitive as well, so I think this one is going downhill. The science lesson is a bit of a slog of a chapter. What did the fish do to deserve that? This is just blabbering on and on and on. I'm so bored. Maybe I'd like this book more if I was like a hardcore Roman history fan, because there's a lot of it. The ending was ridiculous. Dead Fathers Club by Matt Haig ended up being really sucky, to be honest. The premise is such a good idea. Like, an 11-year-old son's father dies, and then he starts seeing his father's ghost, and his father's trying to convince him that it was his uncle that had killed him and he needs to take revenge. It's very much so this story is essentially how grief would manifest if like it was actually happening, I guess. Like, at least that's what I got from it. But the rambling is intense. Like, boring rambling nonsense for at least half the book. Just sprinkled everywhere. Just bits of boring. And the ending was absolutely ridiculous. I hated the ending so much. I hated the ending. So I hated the ending, yeah. It definitely took it from a 3-star to a 2.5. So that's what we're going for that's what we're going with the Dead Fathers Club by Matt Haig is a 2.5. And my final thoughts on this reading my worst books according to Goodreads vlog. The Hive by Jill Hornby. No. That's all I'm gonna say. I can't be bothered to say anymore. It's not worth my time, it's not worth yours. DNF. And this originally got a 2.85 on Goodreads. More power to the people that managed to get through this. Crudo by Olivia Lang, or Lane. I keep saying. God, this light is bright in my face. I liked this one. Yeah, I really liked this one. I can see why other people don't though, as I said before. But if you see it in a free little library or a charity shop, I would totally recommend it. But I probably wouldn't buy it new. You know, it's that sort of vibe. That makes me sound like I didn't like it, but I did. I gave it 4 stars and it got 3.22 on Goodreads, so I thought it was better than most people, apparently. And I don't need to say anything more about this. Don't bother reading this. So that was my reading vlog. If you've made it this far, thank you for watching. Please consider leaving a like or a comment even. Comments would be amazing. And subscribe if you want to watch more of me. But yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.